Evening.
Okay, test. All right, there we go. All right, now I'm good. Now I need to bring over, where is my OneCloud? Yeah. All right, how's that for the background? Should I choose a different one?
Going to mission control.
That's right. We're going to talk to the Perseverance. That's what we're going to do tonight.
Hopefully somebody else shows up.
Yeah, I feel the same way. We'll see what happens.
You know what, though? I will say one thing. I've jumped on some of the mesh ones.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to those either.
Oh, really?
So it's not, I think some of the, with the COVID stuff, people just aren't going to any of these things, doing these things.
Yeah, they're probably
So that's
done.
actually kind of a good thing that it's not just us.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, and all those things, you know, the one for that technical groups thing that Rod did last week, there were 3 people total.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
wow.
It. So
I wish I had shown up to it. At least giving them a fourth person, you know?
Yeah, but I think that kind of gets an idea. And I've joined some of the nets for their Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
And participation's been sliding too. I think people are just tired right now of stuff.
Yeah, probably tired of virtual meetings.
Yep.
Because I, quite honestly, yeah, I would love to get back to having an actual physical meeting.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Have we even heard from Mesa yet, the city yet, or no?
No, I haven't heard anything from them. So, go get it, Cody. Go get it, Cody. Go get it. Yeah, bring me the bear. Bring me Teddy. Yeah, good boy.
Well, we've got one person on.
Yeah, and I thought that. Well, I thought Vinny was going to show up, but.
Oh, looks like I see a new name on tonight, so.
Let's see here.
I should probably rejoin from my actual computer.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. Hello, Sterling. How you doing?
Doing good. This is a first time meeting.
All right.
I am just more interested. Don't have a ham radio or anything, but interested in looking maybe getting the license.
Okay. All right. Now, let's see here. Who is somebody? Oh, no, that's something else. Let's see here. Oh, I better put the chat window up. Yeah, so we're kind of a small group. Usually we have about 6 people on these meetings, maybe a little bit more. I think the most that we've had was like 12 or 15. But we were talking about FT8 at that time, which is a digital mode. And it's I wouldn't say it's actually cheating, but it's an easy method. Once you get it all set up, it's basically you just let the computer do the work for you. But it's still it's useful because it uses basically weak signal. So you can use 5 watts, and you can get quite a few different get all over the world if you wanted to. A lot of people use like
more of like, or when you're saying the computer runs it or just sets it up.
It runs it basically. It runs. It controls your radio. It controls and basically it does all the contacts for you. And every once in a while you have to kind of like click on something just to make sure it if you see somebody that you want to try to contact, you click on them and you wait for the computer to kind of do its little thing. And but yeah, there's a reason why a lot of contests don't allow it. So
right.
I don't know how many, I think about 80% of our field day contacts were done by FT8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Field days in June, is that correct?
Yep, 4th weekend of June.
4th weekend of June.
And I like field day. We tend to make field day a lot longer than it really is, because it's basically all day Saturday and part of the day on Sunday, and we usually go out like on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we don't come back until like Monday or Tuesday. So.
Oh wow.
Let's see here. Let me grab. Yeah, let me post this up. And okay, there we go. I was hoping Vinny was going to be here. I don't know where he's at, and Dennis should be joining us. Let's see if I have my. Of course, Vinny works on the other side of town, so he might be stuck in traffic too.
So I was doing a little bit of research. So is there a repeater in Mesa proper, or where's the nearest one?
Depends on which repeater. Most of them are going to be either the best repeaters to listen to would be Mount Ord,
Okay.
or any on Usury Pass.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those are going to probably be the best ones. Usury Pass has the Metrolink. If you look up the Metrolink, and I don't know if, let's see here.
Be with the Arizona Repeater Association. Those are some of the probably the most active repeaters too around.
Yep.
Right.
Let me find So there's the link to the W7ARA, the Arizona Repeater
nice.
Association.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, their repeaters are really active, and it's because they span a huge area. The Metro Link basically covers almost the entire Phoenix metro area. And then Mount Ord connects up with like Mount Eldon up in Flagstaff, Pinal Peak over in Globe, Greens Peak over near on the other side of Sholo, Springerville area.
Oh, wow.
Let's see here, where else? Mingus up near Prescott. Let's see here. And they cover a huge amount of area. So
yeah.
And then let's see here. Yeah, so the Metrolink covers basically Carefree, Cave Creek, Anthem, all the way down into north central Phoenix, over to Scottsdale Air Park, to Usery, and then Mount Ord. And with that setup, because I used to work up at I-17 and Union Hills. And I would drive the 101 all the way over to the 202 and then take the 202 all the way out to Apache Junction.
Yeah.
And I would not lose sight of a repeater on the Metrolink pretty much all the way home.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah. And then the Rimlink, all the way over towards Springerville. You got Pinal Peak, which covers a lot of like Casa Grande, Florence, Florence Junction, Apache Junction area. And then they've got Shaw Butte, Mount Ord, and then Mount Eldon, which is up in Flagstaff. And they even have a link up into a Utah repeater from there. And then, what was the other one? They do have one all the way over in Smith Peak, and I can't remember which one that was linked to. I wonder if that's one of the new ones they brought on.
That's also Rimlink.
Is it Rimlink now?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So Rimlink basically covers all the way over to like Wickenburg and let's see here. What was the other town that's south of there? I can't remember. They cover all the way over there now. So, and then of course the white tanks.
Gila Bend?
What? Oh,
Gila Bend.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Smith Peak. If you got a proper antenna, you could probably get Gila Bend too.
Yep.
Well,
Nice.
the advantages from East Valley is that we're 300 or 400 feet higher than the West Valley, and there's nothing in between us.
Yep.
So if you do the basic math, we're good for like 60 miles.
And it gets busy. Plus the Metrolink on Monday nights, I want to say, is it 8 or 9 o'clock? They have an emergency communications net. And then they've got a couple other nets that they hold on that the Metrolink. So it's always nice to listen in on. And I will have to say the Metrolink has some really nice people. I think I've run into just a couple people that I never really kind of paid attention to, but the Rimlink, I mean, basically it spans, if you're on the edge of the rim up there, you can hit Mount Ord with a little handy talkie, a little HT 5 watts, and you can communicate all the way down here into the valley really easy.
Oh, wow. Guess that kind of makes sense when just it's going down.
Yeah.
There's no obstruction, so yeah.
Yep, exactly. And a lot of these are up on top of a 4,000, 5,000 foot peak.
Right.
So That's always the nice thing about that.
Right, which, I mean, it's 2 times the height, square root of 2 times height in feet, so 4,000 peak. But we're at, say, 1,000, so that's 3,000, that's 6,000, square root of 6,000, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's
what, 60 miles?
yeah,
Yep.
they have really good coverage.
Yep. And then if you want to go down towards Tucson, you've got the EARS system, the Eastern Arizona Repeater
System.
System. Is that what it is? I can't remember what it is. But they've got like Mount Lemmon. They also have a Greens Peak tower. And they span all the way into Texas. So
I wanted to access that system with my 6-meter radio. I got 6 meter input.
Well, I've actually talked to somebody out of El Paso, Texas, from right out in my front yard over here in AJ with an HT. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, they link in. They've got they've also got a repeater on Greens Peak now too.
Yep.
So I'm kind of looking at their map here, and they've got several right up on the side there. So they've grown a little bit recently too.
Okay, so it's the Eastern Arizona Amateur Radio Society, K7EAR is what it is, and they've got yeah, theirs extends. Oh shoot! Yeah. So Greens Peak all the way down to Pinal Peak, Mount Lemmon, over to Safford, up to Alpine and Morenci, down to Bisbee, Arizona. Then they go over into like Truth and Consequences in New Mexico, and La Hacienda, New Mexico. So they go pretty far with that system.
Yeah. And yeah, someone going into La Hacienda could easily be from El Paso.
Oh yeah. So, and let me send that over to you as well. There you go. That's the link to the EARS system. And those guys that run it down there, they're actually really nice guys. I follow them on Facebook, and they're just they're a wealth of information. Sometimes they're a little bit on the old and grumpy side, but they're nice guys. So and then you just have to understand that when you're on a linked repeater system and you key up, give it a few seconds for all the repeaters to key up and then speak. So usually what I usually do is I say, give it to a count of like 3 or 4, and then you can then speak. So.
Okay. Yeah, again, I'm a complete noob, so I don't have a license yet, so all I could do was listen in.
Listen in, yeah. And I definitely recommend anybody who's starting to get into the hobby, definitely listen in, because then you'll catch on. You'll understand the lingo, I should say, the terminology, the way everybody, and you get to know the repeater system fairly well.
Yeah.
So, yes, see right here, I mean, they have one in Heliograph, which is located south of Safford, Arizona. Its elevation is 10,028 above sea level.
Nice.
Yeah, so it gets out there quite a ways.
Yeah.
So, and then the nice thing about listening is you don't have to worry about programming the PL tone in. It's only when you need to go when you get ready to speak, you'll have to program the PL tone, and we'll cover that.
Okay.
What kind of radio do you have?
So yeah, I don't have one right now, so I was a little more curious. Like, should I be getting a handy talkie, or should I be looking at more of like a mobile setup, or what?
Well, let me ask you a couple questions here. What kind of activities do you normally do?
My wife and I like to go camping.
Okay.
Though, I mean, it's not like we probably try to go every other month, but
Okay.
it's not like we're going all the time.
Okay.
And we do here and there traveling, but I mean, again, most of the time I work from home, so I'm just here in the house or
Okay.
just around town doing things.
So if you do a lot of outdoor and hiking and camping and stuff of that nature, my recommendation would be a handy talkie, a HT.
Okay. Yeah.
And for a new ham, my recommendation is stay away from the Baofangs.
Okay.
Try to get something like a Yaesu or a Kenwood or something like that. Yeah, they are a little bit more on the expensive side, but they're easy to program from the front, from the faceplate. And they don't necessarily take like a digital programming cable to hook up and plug into your into a computer to program. Because a lot of new hams who get the Baofeng radios tend to get frustrated with it because
really?
Yeah, the Baofeng radios are they're horrible to program from the face. So you end up always wanting to plug it in. And then the problem is if you go out there and you want to, it's like, oh, I forgot to program in that repeater or something like that. You kind of hope that you have your laptop with you and you can connect up to it and program it. So it gets frustrating with a lot of people. So I always recommend something like an FT60. If you can find an FT60, that is a great starter radio.
And is that a Yaesu?
Yeah, it's a Yaesu FT60. And
okay.
Shoot, I have my FT70 here. My FT60 might be in the garage, but it's an analog radio. It doesn't do digital. But it picks up like all the FM stations and everything, and it's actually a really nice radio. I've had mine drop a couple feet, and it hasn't broken it or anything. There was one guy that I was out. Matter of fact, up at First Water Trailhead, we were doing an event up there, and he ended up falling. And he landed on his FT60, and the only thing it broke was the screen.
Oh, wow.
And it just cracked the screen, and it was still usable. You could still, fiddle with the knobs, and everything was still working perfectly fine. So it's a good, sturdy radio.
Pretty sturdy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if they're still making them, but you can always pick them up on, eBay or Craigslist.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody's getting rid of one or something like that. I've had mine since 2008 and it's my go-to radio. So
I think I don't have an FT60. I have another one here. What is it? I have a VX6.
A VX6. Okay.
And that's like that's their almost like a, I think, see if it's even charged. No, it's not even charged. Shows you how good I do. I think it's my other handheld that's charged.
Yeah, that's the smaller version of the. Yeah, the VX6 was the smaller version of the FT60. I think it was. Shorter.
Not quite. Why is my enter key's not working? It's an ultra rugged version.
Okay.
So it's also like it's submersible.
Oh wow. Yeah, whereas mine isn't.
Exactly. And this is one of those things. I think I picked it up on OfferUp for like $60.
Oh, nice.
Had a huge scratch on the plastic screen.
So you're going to be doing ham radio from underwater diving?
I probably could. Yeah, so it's a tri-band, so it's 120, 2 meter,
That's right. 70 centimeter,
Centimeter.
and then it's 1.25.
1.25.
Yeah, which is the 220 band, which is kind of quiet here in the valley. And quite honestly, I would like to get
I
a
can't find
220.
anything on 220 or 6 meters in the valley.
Yeah.
There's a Bank of America had a 220 repeater.
Had is the
Yeah.
key.
I just don't know because I haven't looked to see if it's still there.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we were talking about doing a crossband repeater.
Oh yeah.
What about 6 to 10?
We could do that. That'd be easy to do. I need to get a 6 meter radio. Well, I do have the shoot. What am I talking about? I have 2 6-meter radios, and they're just not portable radios.
Yeah. Well, they've gotten cheap enough.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of good things. And like I said, I picked that one up really cheap. Like the front plastic screen was just scratched. So, and that was just the clear part. I took some
Okay.
sandpaper and some plastic polish and polished out the scratches. Looks, you'd never know now.
Yeah.
The one I almost always use is a FT1DR.
Yep.
It doesn't have as good a battery life, but it's a digital one, dual band handheld.
Yep. Well, and the FT70, which is this one right here, it's not a bad little radio. The battery life on it kind of sucks, but it's a digital radio, and that's the reason why it.
Yeah, there's a lot of chew power on the CPU for the digitation.
Yep. So it lasts me probably about 6 hours if I'm on a like a public service event or something like that. And if you're into public service events, and I'll just go ahead and plug them right now.
Okay.
I don't get paid from this group because, well, they're all volunteers. So, but the Maricopa County Emergency Communications Group, or MCECG, is basically the emergency communications group in the valley that, if you really want to get into that or do public service events, I recommend it. They're a great group.
What type of events are they? I guess I'm not super familiar with what they're doing, but
they do a lot of like runs. They used to do some of the parades, but most of the parades nowadays they've got so many cops roaming the place that they don't necessarily need any extra personnel. But they do runs and bike rides. They do some JROTC orienteering events. And what you'll do is you'll probably go out and stand on a little hill somewhere, and you'll be just basically keeping an eye on the kids as they're roaming the area, trying to get all their I guess their little markers.
Yeah. And
you just make sure that they're being safe and nobody's getting injured or anything like that. Now the runs are fun. I do a lot. I've done a lot with the runs, and I enjoy the runs the most. Although I've done a couple bike rides. Frank would probably be the one to do the bike rides.
Well, I'm not doing the ham radio part. I'm typically doing the riding part.
You're typically doing the riding part.
Like I have done things with like the Fiesta Bowl and stuff. I know with the parades and stuff.
Yep.
A lot of times they have their own private radios. So they provide us with radios that are on their frequencies.
Oh, okay.
So that's when I've done that. They do do a security patrol for the parades, and we have our own radios. So
cool.
So similar idea, and actually.
Yeah. So that's the. I just posted a link to them. They're a good group of people. I've never had a problem with any of them. They're a good group. So.
Well,
what was that, Vinny?
I was just going to ask if we're going to put some time in about the website that we were talking about, changes.
Yeah, we can talk about that. I was hoping that Chad was going to be here, but Chad's probably working tonight.
We can record this for him.
Oh, it's being recorded. I'll post it up there.
Oh, I don't know. We could also talk about that on separate
Yeah,
rather than.
because there's a few things I want to take out of the website, and a few other things that I want to put in. So
who is Chad, the guy in charge of the website? So I'm a web app developer, so I'm just a little more curious about that, I guess.
Oh, we've all got web backgrounds.
Sure, okay.
I was running the website on Joomla.
Uh-huh.
Chad took over when I got tired of it. He moved over to his own server and put it on WordPress, took it off my server. But we kind of pass baton on this every so often. People are tired of running the server.
Right.
Yep. Well, and then it it does take a little bit of time. It's not like it's hours. It's not like it's a 40-hour job or anything of that nature. But
No, but after a while, you get tired of having to do all the security updates and everything.
yeah. I think pretty much. Well, every single one of us, including Vinny, has IT background.
Okay.
I work in IT. I'm a sysadmin for a company, and Frank's. What do you do, Frank? I know you do the networking side.
Not as much anymore. I'm much more management type of stuff. I don't deal with the little issues, and I don't deal with issues anymore.
Oh, really?
No.
Pass that on, huh?
Oh yeah, I haven't done that for a couple of years. I like to refer to it as I'm probably more of crisis management than anything else.
Okay.
When there's an IT crisis.
And then Vinny.
I direct people to correct the issue.
Vinny is, well, how should we put it, Vinny?
You're an engineer.
You're an electronics engineer with networking experience that does nursing.
And I got a master's in informatics, so that helps.
He puts Band-Aids on everybody, including the servers.
And then we got Chad. He's just the aerospace engineer.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, Chad's our pilot, so that runs restaurants. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of us have a little bit of the background into the, a lot of this stuff.
Chad said he's running the restaurants because he has to pay off the student loans to be a pilot somehow.
Well, how often they furlough pilots anymore? It's amazing that they still have pilots. So our next, did we want to talk about our next camping trip?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the question?
Of course, that was a stupid question to ask, especially of this group.
You go to a camping group and you ask, when's our next camp out?
Do you guys want to talk about camping? Yeah, let's do it. I know Frank and I are going, what? Shoot.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
The 13th and 14th.
13th and 14th, that's it. I've got the wrong calendar up on the wall still, so yeah, I'll have to fix that. Yeah. And we're going up to Houston Mesa campground just a camping trip.
This is March 13th and 14th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
that's past midterms for me, so I'll be done with all my midterm exams.
Okay. All right. But I was thinking we probably should do one in April.
Mm-hmm.
Club-wise.
Yeah, Houston Mesa's kind of unofficial, but
yeah,
if anyone's always welcome to join. I don't know what's open there still, but
yeah, because it is an actual campground. So
yeah,
all these campgrounds nowadays are starting to fill up, and I'm not a big fan of going into the campgrounds all that much. Just for the
okay, so my suggestion is going to be we avoid April 4th like the plague.
Oh yeah,
yes,
Easter.
Absolutely.
But it's not just Easter; it's also Passover. I mean, we're going to lose everybody.
Oh yeah. I was actually thinking probably either the weekend after. Hold on one second. Let me grab my calendar down. I gotta actually have a physical calendar in front of me to look at. Oh no, this is the right calendar. It's just I just had the wrong month up.
You know what's really funny? The papers aren't showing up in the video, so you're flipping air.
Ah, sir. That's funny. Yes, I'm flipping air. That's it. Yeah, that's it. No, it's my. No, it's not even showing up there. It's my Aurora Borealis calendar.
Are you sure it's not Aurora Australis?
Well, they're all saying these are in the northern hemisphere. So.
Oh. Well, I guess that's pretty conclusive then.
So I was thinking either the 10th, 11th time frame, or maybe we could do either the 16th or like the 17th and 18th, or
Let me ask this question. 26, 12. I'm good on the 13th weekend because that's a payday weekend for me.
Oh, the 13th of okay. So the 17th and 18th then.
Well, I'm saying either way. I mean,
Oh, you're talking
I get
about
paid
this
on the 13th.
Okay, I got you. I
Get
got
paid
you.
that Friday. It's always nice to go right when the money's in the bank because otherwise you start thinking about it after. Like, can I afford this?
Yep.
Of April or?
No,
Yeah.
he said of March.
Okay.
Oh, April. I'm talking the April trip.
April trip?
Oh wait, no, wait a minute.
April trip would be.
No,
the
you're right.
7th.
I'm talking
Yeah.
March. Yeah.
Yeah. So April, I was thinking either the 17th and 18th or the 24th and 25th, but
Whenever.
Where do we want to go?
We don't want to go too long because unless we want to go up north, we get to that weird place where we can't go up north because it's too cold, but it'll be too hot down here at the end of April.
yeah,
So you're better off like mid-April at the
that's
most.
what I was thinking. And I was thinking, let's just do the Forest Road 79 if possible.
All the way on top of the rim?
That's what I was thinking.
Would that be open in April?
It's open right now.
I didn't know if they had any snow up there.
They might.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
you guys told me to buy a better ground clearing vehicle. I think I got it.
yeah, the only person now that I'm worried about is myself now.
Yeah, there's about a foot of snow in Forest Lakes right now.
We still got a couple months.
Yeah, but wow, I didn't expect there to be that much there still actually, but the good old snow stick shows it just under a foot.
Timber's Camp is a good place for April.
Closed.
It's closed right now.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's been closed for the entire time. Even the pay side's been closed. So
No, but going out to the woods by yourself spreads COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
but with that main gate closed, you can't get in there.
Well, no, we can get in there. Probably we'll get in trouble for doing it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I know you got the tools, Frank. That ain't gonna stop you if you want it in.
It's Sawzall, bandsaw, grinder, or
No, where I
torch it
work,
open.
I'm right down the road from Arizona Welding Supplies, so. And I've used a acetylene torch before, so I'm not afraid
Frank
to
will
use
be
it
over there. A
again.
little bit of C4.
I have one. I've got an acetylene torch in my garage.
See, I'm the type to go all scientific on it. I'd probably pour liquid nitrogen in the lock and smash it with a hammer.
Yeah, so I was thinking probably around that time frame. Let's hold off until like March, beginning of March, to see. Well, that's right around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, it's next week.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, probably the 17th, 18th is probably the best.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So we're talking March 17th or
April.
April.
and March 12th and 13th. or 13th, 14th.
Yep. And we just need to figure out where we want to go on.
I know Sterling said he camps, so any good favorite places or good places?
I've gotten so
Oh,
used
man.
to it depend on the
Most
calendar.
recently been towards Happy Jack area, but just really depends on how much backpacking you want to do.
Oh man, you're gonna fit in here really well.
See, the problem is Coconino will probably, I would say they aren't going to open those roads till May 1st.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the stomping grounds that we're gonna probably be going up towards for field day. Just an FYI, Sterling.
Oh, okay.
So we are not doing group campground this year for field day. Just an FYI. I'm done playing that little game of let's wait until the week before to figure out whether or not the campground's going to still be open or not.
We're better off going out to the woods and just staking a plot and taking our own campground.
Yeah, and I know Chad had posted that one spot that I'm really curious about. That one spot off FR 300 Chad had posted.
Yeah.
Because it is right at coming in from the Woods Canyon Lake side.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly where it was off of.
Yeah. Did we say 17th? I'm adding to my calendar right now. Did we say camping trip on the 17th, 18th of April?
Yes.
Location to be determined for both of these.
Yep.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. I've got so dependent on this calendar at work because being a professor is nothing but meetings all day. I'm serious. It's more management than it is teaching. So, okay, I've calendared you in, okay?
All right, excellent. Excellent.
But I'm so dependent. If I lose this calendar, I'm lost.
Oh, don't worry. I'll remind you.
But yeah, if I remember correctly, it was right around. I know it was down FR 300, but he said it wasn't terribly far back. But it's closer. It's going more towards the rim edge.
Yeah.
Which would make the one thing is it's nice is if I can get solid cellular signal, I can get up there real early.
Yeah. Yep.
As long as I've got solid cellular signal, I can work.
Well, hopefully old Elon Musk will deliver our Starlink
That
system.
Starlink starts working, we'll just start buying voice IP cell phones and be done with it.
I know. I know.
Yep. Especially since they're wanting to double the speed on it. They want to do up to 300 megs.
Now, these things are in a constellation, so you always have coverage. Is that how it works?
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
And then a mesh network around the planet or something?
Oh, you ought to see it. They've got.
Oh man, they got so many satellites up there now.
Yeah, well, they're talking about this violates the terms of license use. There's too much frequency taken.
So.
But how do you? I mean, you can't take them out of orbit.
Yeah, that they're now that they're up there.
So, speaking of which, space. Anyone watch that landing on Mars?
I watched the video of it.
Oh yeah, pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you'll find out, Sterling, that this group, like, I really wish Dennis was here. He's into radio astronomy, so.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. He points his antenna at like Jupiter and stuff and listens to the different sounds.
That's intense.
Oh yeah. And we're not just ham radio. We do a lot of other things. We'll go fishing, hiking. Cody looked at me when I said hiking. There we go.
Oh wow.
I mean, they have these are the active ones. So.
Well, you're good unless you live in Alaska.
Yeah.
They're trying.
They're trying.
Alaska, I guess you're out of luck. Or Greenland.
Well,
no, they're going to try. They're going to try to get some satellites up there.
Yeah, well, they've got some parts of it, though.
The world that needs them doesn't have them.
Come here,
but, I mean, they got a lot of them.
The problem is at that altitude, you have to run them in the other direction.
So, But yeah, the coverage is really best up in this upper band of the upper part of the U.S.,
Well,
which is where all the beta testers are right now. But they are slowly adding.
But I like his goal here. He's trying to give fast internet service to India and Africa and remote places that don't have any internet.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I'm thinking the next few launches there, we're going to start seeing this map fill in pretty good.
Yep.
Like 3 or 4 more launches, it's going to be pretty heavy.
And even if you lose 100 satellites, it ain't going to do nothing.
No. Well, you know what part of it his plan is? Planned obsolescence. The plan is to slowly, they start them at a high altitude as as interlinking between the satellites below, and they slowly deorbit them, putting the new ones up at the highest again.
Right, and then so they'll hit the atmosphere and burn up, and that'll be the end of it.
Exactly. The idea is these things are only good for 5 years, and he plans on replacing them every 5 years.
Yep.
With new ones, with new technology.
Unless you're NASA or Space Force, how do you get through the web? Like a planetary protection grid.
Oh boy.
4 Guardians were killed today when their spacecraft hit Starlink.
Oh.
God, that's going to become a problem. Keep shooting the two.
Have you seen maps of what the actual space junk looks like?
Yes, that's
Yes,
why
I
I'm
have.
saying this just makes it. They think this is 5,000 more pieces of it.
I don't think this is going to impact it a lot. So.
Let's see here. I guess we could talk about Winter Field Day really quick, because there wasn't really much to talk about.
We worked 0 contacts.
Yep.
And it was the best field day I've ever had.
It was fun. It was great to just hang out and relax, especially after all this.
With this COVID stuff, I thought it was more of a feat demonstrating we can get everybody. We know we can get everybody out somewhere and operate radio. We do it 4, 5, 6 times a year.
Yep.
Under this COVID stuff, it was just a feat to demonstrate we could get there.
And then on top of that, the nice rainstorm that, quite honestly, probably about another 5 more degrees cooler, and it would have been snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed I came up the next day because I can read a weather map.
It was. I had a lot of fun. So, got to do a little bit of. We figured out that for the ham sticks, we have to actually clip them. We can't just slide them in. Let's see here. What else did we? Chad put up his video. There wasn't really too much else other than the fact that it was. I got to test a couple pieces of my camping equipment, and it did well. So.
And then we got that nice photo I took.
Yep.
Loving that.
Yeah, we I think we spent most of our time camping and just enjoying camping.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I
Beautiful.
even added my signature to the bottom of it because it came out so well. It's like
I
think that's a cheap phone, but it's one of my favorite photos.
I think it's kind of interesting because you've got the cactus in the foreground, and then you got the snow on the peaks in the background.
That's why I stopped and took it when I saw that.
Oh man, I tell you.
But I parked, the gate was closed, and I had to walk in around everything. And if you look in the background, there is a street sign in the middle in the background.
Oh really?
It's hidden, but look right in the middle.
Oh yeah, I do see it. Yeah, just barely.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh man, I tell you what, I had a lot of fun on that trip. That was probably one of my favorite trips.
Yeah, it really was. It was definitely a good trip though.
Yep.
I'm thinking about sending that picture to the Four Peaks Brewery.
Oh, there you go. Let's see here. I learned that I need to get my power cord put into my my case. That was my bad.
Yeah, didn't you forget it on our last trip too? Yes, because I had the ones I was using that trip. Remember?
That's right. Yep.
So
yeah, that was my bad. I need to get a, quite honestly, I want to get a short one that's only like maybe a couple feet, not the long, 4 or 5 feet power cable. But let's see here, what else? That was pretty much it. I know that 4 gigs is not going to work for me for, well, it might work for me for field day, but as long as I'm not doing anything else other than posting some video every once in a while and posting pictures. But
well, I mean, let's think about this. For
I
field
work
day,
from up there.
there's no reason we can't lower your bandwidth for the videos we post.
Oh yeah. Well, and a lot of the video that I can post, I can always post back when I get back to town, so it's not really drastic. But I proved that I could work from up there, so.
No, I like having just service for like an emergency cell phone call over IP if you have to, or something. Yep. It's nice to know somebody can pick up a phone and call for help if we need.
Exactly. Either by ham radio or by cell phone. And it's better doing it by cell phone anyways, because then you eliminate a third party in there. Not that I'm opposed to going through a repeater system to call for help, but
there's very seldom emergencies that can't be handled through cell phone.
Yeah.
There's only one time that I got yelled at, and I really was floored that the guy went off of me saying this could have been handled through a cell phone, right?
Yep.
Is I actually IRLP'd into a repeater. Somebody called break. I let him go. I got jumped on. We could have used a cell phone. I was like, this repeater is up in Alaska, is it not?
Yeah. That one that, oh, wait a second. Were you weren't talking, was it the one in Anchorage or was it the one in Bethel?
I forget. But the point was, it's Alaska. Let's assume maybe there's no cell phone coverage.
Yep. Yeah, you would think.
But even the people in Alaska got upset saying, you could have used a cell phone for that.
Yeah, well, Alaskans are
unique.
I can attest to that. We're self-dependent. Yeah, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people when Anchorage had that. Well, actually, it wasn't even Anchorage. It was outside of Wasilla, and they had that 7.2 earthquake or something. And immediately, it was like, I kid you not, it was probably like 10, 15 minutes later on the 100 watts in a wire, somebody was already asking, well, what frequencies are they using for their emergency communications? And
for 7.2? Why?
Well, I have no idea. They just automatically think that earthquake means disaster, means, hands are going to be.
break the dishes in your cabinet, maybe.
Well, and it was funny because they had perfectly good internet, because I had a friend of mine from Wasilla gave me a call and said that she was okay.
Well, I still like that guy up there with the high-speed node link, 50 miles. You see that?
Yeah, the one that all the way over towards not Sutton. It goes from Anchorage over to Squitna.
And apparently that's the only internet he can get.
Yep. So, but it's a long-standing. But to be fair, I think that's standing on a 7,000-foot peak on the one end, and so.
It's okay. I don't anticipate ham radio is going to have much of a future in the internet proper anymore.
Yeah.
Because everything they're requiring to be encrypted.
Oh yeah. That's the scary part, is how are we going to handle that?
Well, what we do is we run an encrypted tunnel over the internet for our non-encrypted ham traffic.
Yeah.
That's the only way around it.
But
You know what? And see, and this is where I've always looked at. You know what? I'm not. I agree. There's not going to be a lot going on with the emergency communications, and if I just want to have fun.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. I want to enjoy it. I want to have a little bit of, get on the radio, talk to people. That's what I always comment on this. Every time we have like a contest or something that we do, and I'm always the one that just sits there and chit chats with people on the radio for like 15, 20 minutes and brings our count down.
My best radio experience happened with Orion on HF.
Yep.
On
that was
meters.
down to just off of the coast of Chile.
No, I'm talking about the one where we worked all of Eastern Europe.
Oh yeah.
83 contacts, all to Eastern Europe.
Yep.
3 hours later, after 83 contacts, Orion takes the mic out of my hands because I forgot my call sign.
You couldn't even. It's whiskey. And I was like, okay, you're done. Like, you're done. It's my turn now. But I mean, that was a good trip though. That was
at Oak Flats. That wasn't anything.
Yep.
Fancy.
Yeah, that was Oak Flats.
I'm so upset about losing that.
Yep. It's still open. And they're still going to have it open for another couple of years, but
it's become a political state, not a trip.
Did you hear Sedona? I think is that Sedona?
Yeah. Oh, last 2 weeks ago, Ryan?
Yeah.
We were taking solo cups on the bridge right before you get to the tunnel on the 10 going east.
Yeah.
And they'd shoved in there to make out the word Save Oak Flats. Hashtag Save Oak Flats, right?
Okay.
Which is so funny because next day I went, there was a DPS, I mean, not DPS, but a ADOT guy, angrily with a vest on, pulling cups for each other.
Oh my gosh. Well, we could do our topic if we want, on contesting. See here, what else did we?
A PowerPoint or?
Well, I have a PowerPoint, but I'm not going to bore you with the PowerPoint itself.
Just read off the lecture notes.
Yeah, that's basically what I was going to do. I was just going to have it as an open discussion, just going off that, because I hate PowerPoint myself. So, and this is one thing that I've been trying to get a lot of members in our club to do, but this is one of my big pet peeves about. And Frank knows this because I grumble about it all the time, is, reading the rules of the contest. How many times do I grumble about it on field day?
Before you start the contest and all this, I'm going to add an advertisement. The Treasury is sitting at what?
I don't know.
Hold on.
I was just going to say, I don't. Let me log in and find out.
I got it.
Okay.
Before you get there.
160 something or 197?
I think it's 197.
I think it's 197 is what I saw last time, but
the comfortable zone is about 300.
Yeah. So
we need. I just want to pass the buck that we're past the Hat Club. We don't charge dues.
Yep. 194.86.
Oh wait a minute.
What, are you adding more money?
I just got my state and federal tax return in.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So transfer money.
Speaking of which, while I'm in here, let me take a look at something because I want to make sure that. Okay, that did go through. Sweet.
Okay, refresh it. Well, wait a second. Now refresh it.
Okay. Well, let's see. Oh.
It comes up to, I moved $60 over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still showing 194.
So that moves up to the 254.86 mark.
All right. So,
The safety deposit, I mean, let's say deposit box. The PO box is costing us $118 a year now.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
For that
The price
rinky dink
went-
thing?
The price went up from $72 to $118 this year.
Sheesh. Well, you already know how I feel about the Postal Service. So, Sterling, you don't work for the Postal Service, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm almost wondering if we should move it to like UPS store or something.
That was my suggestion, is maybe a third party.
Yeah. We might have to look into that.
Because, I mean,
Gosh.
well, I don't mind the location, downtown Mesa, which is really nice. It's close to the meeting place, but we're not meeting there anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, we're not going to, are we done meeting there? Are we done with that?
I haven't heard back from the city of Mesa whether or not they're opening the
No. Are we, since we've moved to an online form and I enjoy this, are we done
Okay.
with it?
We can. Frank and
what
I
do you-
were talking about this earlier. Going, it'd be
What do you-
kind of nice to meet.
Now, I haven't really met Sterling, but what do you like the online stuff, Sterling, for the meetings or in person?
Oh, this is my first meeting. So it was nice that it was online because I could find you on Facebook and then just jump on in. But I mean, in-person meeting has its benefits too. So
Well, we usually, I'm thinking maybe have 2 or 3 in-person ones a year.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you go camping with us, you're out like every month, every other month with us anyhow.
Yep.
So the meeting in person is kind of like redundant at this point.
Well, here's a thought that I was thinking a couple months ago about it. I was thinking we could, once this COVID thing goes away, and they start opening up like pavilions at parks and things of that nature. I was thinking maybe we could do like Saturday afternoons or something like that, sitting in a park, especially when it's cool out.
Right. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So at this point, I mean, the numbers are way down.
Yeah. It's just a matter of whether or not our government is paying attention or not.
Oh, come on, that's an oxymoron.
I know. I worked for the federal government for several years.
Well, I'll tell you, I worked for the state government for the last 6. It wasn't any different.
And I know somebody who works in military intelligence. So,
Hey, here we go. See? This is where we're at right now, which I think is pretty good.
I'm not knocking our military because I respect those guys for doing what they do, but
Especially volunteering for almost no pay.
yep.
Now, it's one thing if you're an officer, but if you're enlisted, no.
Yeah.
An NCO might get good pay, but the enlisted guys get nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, but see, look at February. Right
Yeah.
here.
We're way down.
Way
That's
down.
nice.
So,
Yeah, that's pretty good. We're good there.
now, this is just Arizona, but we're not going to any other country here. So,
Good.
Well,
As soon as the government starts allowing us to start opening up things, I was thinking, maybe a weekend or something like that in a park or something of that nature, doing, maybe building some antennas again, because all those contacts that we made, that Vinny and I were chatting about over to Europe.
we're
That was-
on I had a 20-foot mast with 2 10-foot sections of threaded conduit put together, some some conduit wall clamp anchors.
Yep.
That we tied the ropes off to with some
And then we had a wire antenna.
a wire antenna that was 66 feet on each side.
Yep.
And
That we made.
Oh,
I mean, we didn't make the wire, but they cut the wire.
right, with TV twin lead, not coax.
Yep, not coax. Yep.
I mean, and I know you guys love these dipoles and these ham sticks, and But I don't think anything's ever performed better for us than the long wire.
Nope. Well, that what was it? Not last year. When was it when Chad did the 6 meter contact to England?
That was field 2 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 years ago when we did the dispersed off the rim road.
Yep, and it
That
was
that
off
was
the
summer
wire
peak
antenna.
day. That was a summer. That was hours before.
Yep,
But he was working 6 meters to Europe.
yep. So,
But I mean, that antenna we had, what, 200 feet up?
oh yeah, yeah.
Thanks to the use of drones and technological placement.
Which I think we need to start doing again. Oh shoot, Chad's not. Chad, if you're watching this later on, pack your drone with your drone release if you still have it. Because we need to get some shots of that again. We need to get some good video. So, yeah. So for contests, and Sterling, I know you're just getting into the hobby and everything. Contests are well, field day is sort of a contest, sort of an emergency preparedness drill, part picnic and potluck, part showcasing ham radio.
It's not the only time that most hams go out camping.
Yeah.
For us, it's another excuse to go out camping.
Yeah. Like we need another excuse. But that's not the only contest. Like the Winter Field Day was a contest. We've got QSO parties. Then they actually have proper contests like the DX contest, where basically what you're doing is you're sitting on the air for hours at a time trying to drum up as many contacts as possible. And each one has their own specific rules. And I always stress on our website and our Facebook page and everything, okay, everyone, before you go up, here's the rules of the contest. Please print them out, read through them and things of that nature. And one of the things that I always recommend is like get a highlighter and highlight like the important rules. Mm-hmm. For example, field day, the major rules are like all the bonus points that you can get. And then like, okay, what section you're going to possibly be and stuff of that nature.
Well, I don't think I'm going to hopefully, like, I know it got delayed with me taking the new job, but hopefully by summer field day, because I did the front end, I did do the editors. I want to roll out that new web-based.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For mobile devices for tracking logging.
Okay. That would be nice.
I mean, like I said, you've seen the front end. Everybody's pretty much seen, and it's pretty simple. It works.
Yeah.
I just don't have an editor to easily add names or events or change things at the moment. I don't have a back-end editor. If anybody can think of a good editor written in PHP working with MySQL, let me know. I'd rather not reinvent the wheel if there's an editor out there.
Yeah, true. And then the next thing that I always recommend is, check your equipment. For example, me, I didn't check my equipment before I left. I should have done that, and I would have realized, oh, I don't have a power cable for my power supply. I had everything else, but I didn't have the.
Yeah, but the thing, we go out so often, it's almost like you don't think about it anymore.
Yeah, I know.
When you go out once a year with your radio club, you start packing 2 weeks in advance with a double checklist.
Well, this is the reason why
we've gotten so complacent. It's like sending a satellite up to the space station without an antenna in the box.
This is the reason why Frank and I did my my case. So I have no excuse other than me being a dumb idiot. I have zero excuse. I should have one in there. So that was all me. I will own up to that. And then always check your software. If you're going to run any logging software or anything like that, always check and make sure that the software is up to date.
The license is not expired.
Yep, that's one right there. And then, the other thing is always make sure you know your radio.
Or bring an owner's manual.
Yeah, or bring the owner's manual.
When you get up there and there's no internet, you're like, oh, I wish I could just Google this.
Yep.
So I always recommend people get the owner's manual for their radio, because I can't find my owner's radios for my manuals. Get it off the web.
Yep.
And save it to a thumb drive.
Yep. Or to your phone, because you got these
Or
little
to the phone.
devices.
Yeah.
Portable devices that you can put a PDF on there.
Yeah, that's actually pretty decent, but some copy of your owner's manual.
Yep. You can even print it off and stick it in the case if you wanted to go that far. But check your antenna to make sure that, first off, that you have all the parts. But at the same time,
Check
somebody
continuity
brought
with an
up a
owner's
wire antenna to our field day last year, and it was basically, I'm going to consider it a deaf antenna, because that antenna it hardly ever works over here at my place either, and it just does not. So I don't know what's wrong with that antenna. We're going to have to, I'll probably pull it apart and salvage it as much as possible.
Oh, come on. Let me iPod it.
Well, if you want, I could bring it over.
Try it.
And then always check your weather before you leave, because, in your vicinity, there's a lot of people out there, from the Midwest. All of a sudden it's like they've got lightning and thunderstorms going, and a lot of times, just as a shocker to everybody on here, lightning really likes metal things a lot.
Especially wires and trees and
wires and trees and things sticking up out off of the ground, and provides you a good ground. Lightning loves that type of stuff. So
right. Also, you got to pack for inclement weather.
Yep.
We've had almost had snow in Summerfield days and 80-degree days in the winter.
Yep. And then prep your area, and I'm not just talking about like at the campground or anything of that nature. Prep your area around where you're going to be sitting at to do your do the contesting. Have your drinks ready. Maybe put a cooler next to you so that you can easily reach over there. I always recommend having a clock nearby.
Yeah.
Just in case, you need to, go to some place or something like that at a specific time, because some of these contests, I've been known to sit down at the radio and get heavily involved, and it's like 4 hours later, it's like, oh my gosh, it's already 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something. So
yeah, and have a way of handling your trash, because we go so far and we do get menaced by bears occasionally.
Yep. And then I always recommend removing distractions, things, like maybe removing the TV from your house, or, getting rid of the kids for the weekend or something like that. Especially if you're really into contesting. Although quite honestly, kids around, if they see you involved on the radio, they're going to be more in tune to, get involved in the hobby. And
yeah, but if you're doing the contesting, you'd sit on the big screen TV from the house as a monitor anyhow.
Yeah. And quite honestly, I mean, if kids get interested in the hobby, the greater, the greater good it is. So, and then just basically get everything ready for the contest, before the contest begins. Don't wait until after it starts. But
I wanted to, like I said, I'd mentioned to you on the side about when we're at these events and stuff doing the contesting. Maybe more like events to get them on the air, more go to stuff.
Yep. And we've done that a couple times, but the hard part about a go to station or a get on the air station is you tend to have somebody ready to go at a moment's notice to, hop in there and help the people out. But a lot of times I don't mind, like, oh, you want to get a newbie on the air or something, here, take over for a while. I could use the break. Let me go
Well,
You know.
yeah, unlike most clubs, when people show up for a contest, and it's like, oh no, this is my rig, I brought it. No, we generally make way for the newbies.
Yep. That's
Something unique to us, I think, is important.
yeah, because Chad mentioned that when he went over to the other club that we're not going to name, he had a hard time just even getting somebody to let him get on the air.
Yeah. Well, that other club we can't name because of the injunction against us.
Well, something of that nature. I'm
Yeah.
just not going to because I don't want to acknowledge that they even exist. So,
Yes,
when you get ready to do a contest, know your category. If it's one of those things where you have to know your category, QSO contests, quite honestly, are probably the best new ham contests out there because they have simple rules. A lot of times it's just basically like, okay, what state you're from and a serial number. And a serial number is just basically like, okay, if I contact Vinny N1LQJ, this is KE7VLC. Okay, you're my 001. You're my first contact of the contest. Now I go over and I talk with Frank. He's going to be number 002. But that's going to be explained in the rules.
Right. So when they compare the logs for the contest, they compare his log against your log, and they check the call signs against each other and the serial numbers against each other.
Yep.
That's all they have to check.
Yep. That's all they really check. And a lot of times, if they get the call sign wrong or the category wrong, it's considered a busted call sign or a busted call. And you get penalized for those on certain contests. I'm not going to say every contest is like that, but a lot of times you end up getting busted for that. So you get penalized. So, which is kind of a bummer because, they made 500 contacts, but because
it motivates you to make sure you try to get the information correct.
Yep, exactly.
Which is kind of important.
And then know the category's off time rules. There are some contests that say you can only operate for, say, 36 hours out of the 48 hours. So you kind of have to know the off time. So you can sit there and say, well, okay, I'll work up until this time, and then I'm just going to turn the radio off and go to bed or whatever, and then come back later on and get back on the air. And then understand band changes. The band's 20 meters lately has been kind of finicky. So sometimes you'll be hearing people on 20 meters perfectly well, and then all of a sudden, for some strange reason, our propagation changes and 20 meters dies off, but 40 meters picks up. So you kind of have to keep an eye on that. And if all of a sudden you start hearing, people, all of a sudden you hear more silence than you hear more people, then you might want to take a look and see about changing bands.
Right. And also I'll have a list of all the different FT8 frequencies and PSK31 frequencies.
There you go. Excellent.
Because those are like worldwide scattered beacons.
Yep.
And if those bands are open, that band is open, and you have an idea where that band's open to.
Yep. Exactly. Even if you don't participate in an PSK31 for the contest, if you drop down to the PSK31 frequency and you hear stations just constantly going, then you know that the band is still good. It's just maybe something else happened.
One of the things I would suggest is putting a PSK31 decoder app on your phone.
There you go.
You can do it for free off the App Store, and you just set the phone on top of the radio. You don't need any cables or anything, and the phone will decode, and that'll give you an idea where the bands are open to.
Yep. And then select your power level. I know we typically just do the full, barefoot power that we get from our rig, which is usually about 100 watts,
and I think
give or
it's
take.
about 70 or 80 at the end.
At the antenna.
That.
Yep.
If we're using coax, it's more of a loss than feed line.
Yep. And then during the contest, one of the things, and I have a hard time doing this, is calling CQ, finding an open spot and just calling CQ. I for some strange reason, I have a hard time with this. I'm a search and pounce person rather than a sit and wait.
And Ryan, me, I'll sneak in between two people, wedge my way in, and trade a pile.
And basically what I mean by search and pounce, I mean I'm twisting the dial on the thing and I'm waiting until I can find somebody that I haven't made a contact, and then I pounce on it and try to make contact. And then always use the phonetic alphabet. Don't try to go the weird, West Mesa 7 Radio Club or something like that. Try to stick with the actual phonetic alphabet, Whiskey Mike 7 Romeo Charlie.
When I make the contact, I do the Whiskey Mike, but when I close it, I might say the West Mesa 7 Radio Club so they know they work the radio club.
Yep, exactly. And then take your time. Don't feel like you have to be rushed. If you're not getting if you're not getting through to somebody and it's just one huge pile up, be patient with them. Or what you do is you write have a piece of paper handy with a pen, write down the frequency that they were on, the call sign, and like for field day, there's section and category, if you've got that information, and then move over to something else, go do something else, and then give it like 10-15 minutes and then come back to it. Because hopefully by that time, maybe the pile up will be less and you'll be able to get in. Or the propagation has changed and all of a sudden now you're coming in a lot louder than everybody else is. So,
right. And Ryan is, but if you have that information pre-recorded and you don't get the section or something when you actually work on,
yeah,
you listen to other contacts before and after, you can get all that information.
Yep. So for example, for field day, the typical thing is your call sign. So, KE7VLC, 4 Alpha Zulu. If I don't get like the 4 Alpha or the Alpha Zulu part of it, it doesn't really matter whether or not I get theirs. It matters whether or not they got mine. So if they acknowledge that they got mine and I still don't have their 4 Alpha Zulu, I'll just acknowledge that we made the contact and everything, and then I'll sit back and I'll wait for them to say it again, because they're going to say it on the next contact or several contacts down the road. They're going to say it eventually. So you just basically then you're ready to copy that information down. You don't stress about it. Don't go, oh no, I didn't get their section. I want their section again. If you just be patient, you're going to get it again anyways. So, and then one thing that we are actually really good with is take breaks every once in a while. Get up from the radio, turn it off, go for a hike or go for just get up and get away from the radio, especially if you feel like you're getting frustrated with something. Get up from the radio and walk away from it and give yourself a little break or something of that nature. And then, understand that the propagation might change, and
we have multiple bands for that reason. As it changes throughout the course of the day, you got to move up and down in frequency.
Yep, exactly. And then, as Frank and I always say, save your work often. That means, making sure that we're saving the contest log as much as possible. And then after the contest, make sure you save your work, obviously, because, you don't want to lose those contacts. And then when you're finished, take several days. You don't have to automatically upload the log right away. Take several days before you get back to go over your work. All you have to do is pull up the software, make sure that everything looks good, and then don't forget, upload your logs. So,
yeah, don't miss the point of the contest at the end of the contest.
Yes, exactly.
You know what we used to do, we haven't done in a while at the end of the contest, was a debriefing.
Well, that's what we did today with Winter Field Day. Oh, you mean they're at the field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or everybody else who came leaves.
Yeah.
You might get people you never see again.
So, yeah, we probably should get back into that again. See here. So how to find contests, and this is actually the easiest thing to do ever. If you go to Google and you type in ham radio contest, you're going to get several different calendars. The one that I just posted up in chat room is contestcalendar.com. I mean, it's a really nice setup. Let me see if I can. Let's see here.
I hope I can remember that URL.
I know it's a difficult one, and I do apologize. You know, I didn't foresee this being a problem with.
It has to be written, of course, in the Latin alphabet.
That's right. Yep. Let's see here. Which one am I on? Let's see here. I think I'm on screen 1. Let me share my screen here. It should be showing my calendar, the calendar here. So
it is. Well, it's showing the page.
The page.
Powered by ICOM, huh?
Yeah. For some strange reason, I was kind of amazed that they're doing it, but again, ICOM is a big name brand out there. They're the how can I say this? They're the Ferrari of ham radio radios. Yaesu is probably more like the the Ford Focus.
I was gonna say Ford.
Well, the Ford, Chevy,
more
Toyota.
of a Jeep.
What's that?
More of a Jeep. They're a lot more utilitarian.
Yeah. And then you got Kenwood, which is kind of like a Cadillac.
Cadillac.
Yeah,
I think it's a cheap Lincoln wannabe.
What is like a Daewoo?
Yeah, there you go.
Or no, what is the Genesis, the Kia?
Yes.
Where it's trying to be something that it's not.
Yeah. So on here, the contest calendar is actually broken down pretty nice. I like the 12-month calendar myself, only for the planning stages. Then you've got they've got it kind of broken down in here. State QSO parties. I love the QSO parties. This is probably one of my favorite events.
Oh.
What?
Oh, I got for that weekend will be Oklahoma, Idaho, and Wisconsin.
Ooh.
All on that camping weekend.
And that might not be a bad weekend for us.
Yeah, Virginia. No, Virginia's the week after.
No, because I think those are some of those states I need personally for my logs.
Okay.
For worked all states.
Okay. And if you drill down into here, and I think it just changed. Yeah, it changed screen. It was okay. It comes in here and it tells you, okay, where's it geographically focused? Okay, this is the United States, Canada, state, province, QSO party, worldwide participation. That means anybody in the world can participate in it. CW, phone, digital, no FT8. Bands are going to be obviously the non-work bands, which is going to be 80, 40, 20, 15, 10, and 6. Kind of surprised that 160 is not thrown in there. But then again, people on 160 might complain that somebody's doing a contest there. So, and it's really late at night for that. So, but they allow you to do single op fixed, multi-single, which is multi-operator single radio. Multi-multi is multi-operator multi-radio. Mobile single operation is obviously going to be a single operator with a mobile radio. So in a vehicle or boat or airplane or, mobile assisted is basically what you've got is somebody that's assisting you, listening in on the radio or going out to the, what are those, spotting, I don't use them, so I don't really fully understand the spotting program.
In this case, be classified under mobile then?
What's that?
The portable be classified under mobile then in this?
Yeah. And then mobile unlimited, which is going to be probably limited or unlimited in power. So obviously, they're if you've got a 1500 watt amplifier, you can participate in that part of it. And then for the exchange, it comes down here and it says, okay, RST, which is going to be your radio, readability, signal. Oh, what's that T stands for?
So not okay is RST plus state and province. So
yeah,
we can work them, but they're not going to get points for us.
Yeah, well,
not okay is Oklahoma County's own, each state.
Yep.
But wait a minute. Oklahoma. Oh, no, okay.
Yep.
Is that okay or Oklahoma? I'm so confused.
This is the Oklahoma QSO party,
No,
so it'd be okay.
The okay abbreviation.
Yeah. So it would be like your 5.9 into.
Oh, okay.
Arizona.
It's not that it's not okay. It's not Oklahoma.
Yeah, not Oklahoma.
It wasn't kosher.
Nope, you're giving like a signal report. So like you're coming in about a 4.8, and then they give you a county. So no, I don't know the counties of Oklahoma by the back of my hand.
There's a lot of them. It's one of those states. Yeah.
Yeah, and then for the non-Oklahoman, so if you're outside of Oklahoma, you're going to be giving a signal report plus a state, province if you're in Canada, or country if you're outside of the United States. So,
Or Canada. Yeah.
So for us, it would be just Arizona, and that would be a contact. That would be all you'd have to say during this contest. And then it's you're allowed to work stations once per band per mode. So that means that if you make contact with us and we have somebody doing CW, somebody doing phone, and somebody doing digital on 20 meters, they can work us 3 times on 20 meters. One would have to be CW, which is Morse code. One would have to be phone, which is your voice, single sideband, AM, FM. And then digital is PSK31, Olivia, Contesta, and in this case, no FT8. So
that's a pretty comprehensive website.
Well, this is just the contest calendar. So
right.
And then for each QSO point, you get 2 points per phone QSO, and then 3 points per digital or Morse code. And the only reason why they give you more points for digital and CW is because it's a little more on the tougher side to do. And then they do offer bonus points. And so it says right here, see rules. Now, if you come down here, it does say find rules at, and it gives a website. So a lot of these actually have a website that you go to. And so is it showing the new website now on my screen? I can't tell if it is. I think it is. Anyways, this is the Oklahoma QSO party, and you come in here and you can go for the rules. They actually have a link over here saying rules 2021. So, and it downloads into a PDF. So if you open the PDF, it comes up and it gives you all the rules. And this is, again, it goes back to, my first thing. Always come through here and read the rules. They always have an objection, the period of operation, and notice here it says everyone may operate the entire 18-hour period. So this contest only runs for 18 hours. And it starts at 0200, on Saturday, 1500 hours UTC to 0200 UTC. So you'd obviously have to do your, subtraction or addition if you're on the other side. So for us, it'd be -7. So 15 minus 7, 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock on Saturday to, what is that, about 10 o'clock or 8? So 5 hours before midnight. So about 8 o'clock Arizona time. So you'd have to sit there and you'd have to play with this time and figure out, you know, when you're allowed to be on the air. And so after 0200 UTC time, which is actually technically Sunday, but you basically would have to shut your radio off at that time, which is probably the reason why they don't have 160 thrown in here.
Yeah, you want a good example of that, Orion?
What's that?
I'm looking at the New England QSO party. They got the same thing. They have like on and off hours.
Yep. So a lot of these contests actually do have on and off hours, and I'm trying to think of
Go down
another.
to New England there. Well,
See here. I wonder if a sprint. Yeah, no, they don't.
no. Go back to the state QSO party,
Okay.
and then pull up New England.
Yep, New England.
But if you look at the future dates, it has the on and off. Say.
Oh yeah. 2000 Zulu, May 1st to 0500 Zulu, May 2nd, and then 1300 Zulu to 2400 Zulu, May 2nd. So there's times when you have to be off the air and you're not supposed to be contesting during that time. It's not saying that you can't be on the radio talking to others. Any contacts made between 0500 Zulu May 2nd through 1300 Zulu May 2nd doesn't count. So, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to encourage you to go take a nap and, you know, get up and go eat and stuff of that nature. See here. Seeing like this one here, the New England QSO party has a single operator, high power, low power, which is 150 watts or less, and then QRP, which is 5 watts or less categories. So they limit you to 150 watts, which I think is fair for contests. But see here, there's all these other contests. Like, okay, here's a RTTY contest. Okay, RTTY. So you're not going to have anybody doing any phone, any AM or FM contacts during this. They're only going to be doing just RTTY. Let's see here. What else is the ARRL Kids Day? This is one. If you've got kids, this is one to always try to get the kid on here, because they're
QTH and favorite color.
Yeah, their name, their age, where they live, and then their favorite color.
They're allowing, for the kids ones, they're allowing VHF repeaters.
Yep, 2 meter repeaters. Yep. And then 10 meters, 12, 15, 17. So they're encouraging kids to get out there with us. And I like this. I thought this was a great, great way for kids to get started. Let's see here. What was the other one? Worldwide. Well, let's see here. Let me find the one that they're in. Where is
Hungarian. There you go.
Oh,
I just saw a Hungarian contest.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of different. Here's the North American QSO Party CW. This is for only CW. So you're going to find another one someplace else. Probably, usually they're done after. So here's the CW one.
There's one for the Baltic republics.
Yep, Hungarian Dx Contest. So if you've been wanting to contact somebody out of Hungary, this would be the weekend to probably do it and see if you can contact anybody, because they're going to be looking for somebody that's outside of, out of Hungary.
Now, that having been said, understand most people probably doing this when they're awake and during certain normal human hours. So if the times are in Zulu, but you want to figure out what the time zone is for them during that time and try to not work them at 3 in the morning.
Yep.
Because it's 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning for you.
Yep.
So you might be up in the middle of the night to work them because of the time zone differences for wherever the contest may be.
Yeah, and one thing to note, I know, especially probably for Sterling, is that we're not a contest club.
Yeah.
We don't.
We are definitely not a contest club.
We may say that we go out on a contest weekend, and there are times when we might make 1 or 2 contacts for the heck of trying our equipment, making sure it still works, and then the rest of the time we sit around the campfire and chat. That's much more like what we're actually like.
Yeah, I mean, we do radio. Don't get me wrong. We do radio. But,
we do radio.
But
and
it's not, we're a dual purpose club.
Yep. You know, so this just gives you an idea of what kind of contests are out there. I mean, I'm just in April now, and we still have.
That was kind of a cool space one. Go back.
Which one?
The Yuri Gagarin.
Oh yeah, where is that? Oh, there it is. Yuri Gagarin. 2 points QSO with the same country, 3 points with a different country on same continent. See, and they have a lot of different ways to get points. It's kind of nice.
25 points if you use a satellite because it's the Yuri Gagarin contest.
Yep. Let's see here.
I think that'd be a cool one to try with the 25 points for each satellite contact.
Oh, that'd be great. See, the ARRL has their own contest calendar in here, but it's not going to be as detailed. So here's the ARRL contest dates. And, you know, if you compare that to this one, I mean, obviously this one has a lot more of the different contests out there. And if you're looking for, you know, I mean, if you're looking for, like, you know, Frank said, you know, we have the, if we go back up here to the QSO parties, the state QSO parties, during this camping trip, we got Oklahoma, Idaho, and Wisconsin during that one weekend. So if you're looking for
about in April 18th, Michigan's open.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, for example, Frank said, you know, he's looking for ways to fill his logs to get the worked all states. If he needs Idaho, you know, to get that one last, you know, one last kink in his logs to get the worked all states, this is the way to do it. You know, find a time when they're going to do a QSO party, because you're guaranteed you're going to get somebody from Idaho.
Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm missing Delaware, Massachusetts, New Mexico, Rhode Island, and Wyoming.
Oh, and Wyoming's hard to get.
I am missing Rhode Island and Mass. They're pretty.
I know. I think let me take a look here, and that's for ones that I've actually received a confirmation on.
Yeah, that's the other thing is you kind of have to have the confirmation in order to get the worked all states. So
yeah. So of those states, 2 of them I've had, Massachusetts and New Mexico I've had, but they never confirmed. I know who the New Mexico one was too.
Yeah.
That was the Route 66 one.
Oh,
so
okay.
I remember that contact. So what's funny is I did a logbook of the world poll, and you know, and you never know when some of these things are going to confirm.
Yep.
This logbook poll, a contact I made in 2018 confirmed.
Wow.
And we're, you know, over probably 2.5 years later, it confirmed.
Okay.
So that was Indonesia.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it may be harder for them to get these things uploaded, but it, you know, or maybe they weren't doing digital, but now they are, and they confirmed it. So,
let's see here. I know, like this one here, and I don't know if they still do it, and I'm trying to find it. This is the Salmon Run the Washington State QSO party. And a lot of times, like if you are like the top dog in your category or something of that nature, they actually send you salmon. I just don't know.
Says the next contest is in 6 months.
Yep. I'm trying to find. Oh, maybe I'll go into the rules. Let's see if it's in the rules. But some of these have little, obviously, it's just mostly for fun. Some of them actually send out like, plaques and stuff of that nature. I think they did away with the, let's see here. I could have sworn that they used to give away salmon to specific categories and stuff, and I don't see that in here. Oh, smoked salmon prizes. Packages of smoked salmon will be awarded to the highest scoring entry in each U.S. call district, 0 through 9. To qualify for prizes, the minimum number of QSOs for U.S. stations is 50.
That is cruel.
I know.
Washington excludes Alaska.
Yeah.
That is amazing. They're like neighbors.
Pretty much.
They just don't. Well, if you're in Alaska, you don't need Washington smoked salmon.
No.
That is pretty funny, actually.
So
they do.
Yeah, they do. 0 through 9, but they don't say anything about the gosh. Oh man. I might have to email them and say what's up with that? You
Can we get a
don't like
rules
Alaskans?
clarification here?
But yeah, so this one, they still do send out smoked salmon. So
maybe they don't see any point to have the salmon shipped from Alaska to Washington and ship it back.
pretty much. That's very true. Very, very, very true. But, this is, if you go back to the 12-month calendar, I mean, there is just a ton of different things. The ARRL Rookie Roundup for CW. They also have one. They've got the 160-meter contest, which, quite honestly, you're going to have to be a night person for that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna jet. I'm gonna spend more time with the family before bed.
All right.
We're already headed to 8:15 at this point.
Yeah, and there wasn't too much else, but best contest to work as a newbie is start simple. Go for like a QSO party, and or maybe even like the CQ Worldwide DX Contest, and just have fun with it until you get really good at it. And then field day, I don't recommend doing field day as a newbie on your own. I always recommend you go with a club first and get the feel for it, get the feel for how the flow goes and things of that nature.
Now, if you go with a club, make sure you talk to them and they agree, because like I said, there's clubs out there that different cultures, they agree that they're going to let you on the radio.
Yep.
Because if they don't, you don't get that agreement up front from somebody in the club that's going to be doing it.
Yep.
You're kind of going to just watch.
Yep.
And while we love putting newbies on the radio, there are clubs out there that people have gone to that literally have not been allowed to touch anything.
Yep.
All the bands get divvied amongst the senior members, and anybody else goes up their own radio can't even get band privileges.
Yep.
So it's always good to ask, okay, I'm considering looking for a new club. Interview the club.
Yep.
Seriously, go to a club meeting, interview the club. I'm thinking about going to field day. I'm a newbie. I want to bring my radio. Will I be able to work a band and get my own band assigned?
Yep.
It's a definite no. I mean, interview them ahead of time, and I don't care what club it is.
Yep. Yeah. We're one where as soon as a newbie shows up and we start talking with them, we sit them down, we go through the basics of the radio, basics of, how to make a contact and everything. And then once you kind of get a feel for how everything's going, we're going to put the microphone in your hands and then we'll coach you through it. And
it's not that bad. No, we don't put a green vest and Viking horns on you.
No. But do expect that after a little while of being in the hot seat of making contacts and doing everything, don't be too surprised if you turn around and you don't see us standing next to you anymore. Because after we kind of feel comfortable with you being on the radio and you're getting everything down, we'll stand away. We'll be within earshot. So if all of a sudden you have a question or something goes wrong or something of that nature, you can come and get us. It's not like, we're going to totally disappear or anything. But, we found that this actually helps people get away from their mic shy.
Yeah. And we also found that what helps newbies and veterans in a contest is to work in a 2-person team.
Yep. One person
Not
log.
the radio by yourself. A lot of clubs, people go out and they work the radio by themselves. You're on 40 meters, you're over here. You're on 80, you're over here. But when you work in a 2-person team, one person's logging, one person's working, and then you can switch off when you get tired every so often, and it works much better, and you get a lot more contacts if you do it in a team versus individual.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's definitely good. And I think another thing that's interesting to mention too, especially, I know we keep talking about the contrast R on HF, and Sterling said he's new and not yet has a license, but if you're sitting with someone who's a licensed operator, we operate on the club sign, so you can still operate, use the radio, give it a try, make contacts.
And there are VHF, UHF contests too. So don't sit there and say, well, that's unfair that, I'm not an HF operator. I don't, there are, and don't forget Summits on the Air. All right. Since you're an outdoor person, Summits on the Air might be a really fun thing to do, especially with an HT, and a Yagi antenna, or a portable Yagi antenna, getting up on top of a peak, and
don't assume you can't work DX on VHF and UHF, because that's not true.
That is not true.
My record is 750 miles on a 2-meter FM.
Yep. So, and then on top of that, don't forget, you always have 10 meters and 6 meters. So 10 meters, especially when we have good sunspots and the sun is just really going to town, 10 meters will get you around the world. 6 meters is a little on the finicky side. But just because you don't hear anybody, like this last field day, I was the only one who got a 6-meter contact. And it just so happened what I was doing is I was just scanning the band, and all of a sudden I heard somebody talking to somebody. So I waited until their conversation was done, and then I chimed in and, made a contact. So, that was my first 6-meter contact.
And it was no different than feeling an antenna or two. It's nicely wedged between the two, actually, right?
Yep. So 6 meters is fun when the 6 meters is open, because it just gets hopping. Especially if you're in the Midwest, like Kansas.
This is something interesting. 1 point per kilometer per QSO.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's 1 point per kilometer per QSO. This is a VHF, UHF.
And what if it's a long path?
That would be perfectly fine. So contests are a great way, especially as a new ham, kind of gets you thrown in there trying to, make contacts and kind of getting your feet wet, getting you away from, being mic shy and stuff of that nature. Don't do, as a newbie, do not do the sprints, because the sprints they've got some weird rules. And you need to really understand the rules, because I think what it is you get on a frequency, you hear somebody calling CQ, you make contact with them, and then they give up the frequency and have to hop to something else. And now you have the frequency, you make a contact, and then you have to give up the frequency and hop somewhere else. So
yeah, be careful. There's a few contests out there that are more to make money off you than.
Yep.
There's one for the 10-meter band called the 1010 Club.
Yep.
Which will give you a 1010 contact number, and use it to exchange contact points. But this contest is permanently ongoing, and it's privately owned by someone who's pocketing all the money you pay for your annual dues as a for-profit.
Yep.
So be careful. I mean, if you want to do it, you can, but understand you're paying for someone's house with this one.
Yep. Yep.
Which I have problems with, but.
So just make sure you read the rules. That's the most important part. And then have fun. Well, okay. I'll say having fun is more important than anything else, but, so yeah, that was pretty much it. Anybody else have anything else?
A lot to take in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, welcome to the hobby.
Well, the thing is, just show up somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
It's if you go to an event, us or somebody else, and like you see, you're doing your homework and they're going to actually work with you, just go. And it's kind of like, I used to teach the ham radio, all the theory and everything else, to get your license. And then it kind of dawned on me, just teach them to pass the test. Because once they get a mic in their hand, that's when the learning really starts.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Showing up's 90% of life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. You know, so, and then of course, you know, feel free to, you know, email any of us if you have any questions. I still say the best book out there for studying is the W5YI books.
Well, I like AA9PW.org,
Okay.
which they have all the tests and practice questions.
Yep.
And you just go through until you start, because there's only so many questions in the technician pool, okay?
Yep.
Sterling. So, and there's like 400 something questions, but they're broken into categories. So there might be 5 questions in the pool in this category, 10 or 15 in this category. So once you go through the test, you know, it shows you what answer you got wrong and what it should be. Go through the test multiple times, you know, a couple times a day for several days. By the end of the week, if you do it for half an hour a day, you're going to have the test pool memorized. Once you're consistently scoring 90 every time you take the test, set up with a VE and go take the test and you'll be all set.
Yep.
So are they doing in-person testing here?
Yes.
Yes.
Some are.
Some are, not all of them, but
Some are doing online.
And there are some that are actually doing virtual tests as well. Now, a lot of times what they do is they have you set up a web camera, and then you just you're always, you know, you have to have the
right.
Yeah, you have to have the camera on you at all times.
I just can't imagine. I mean, proctoring an exam that way is hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No. But they are doing some in-person tests. So you just kind of have to sort of find a VE testing club and then see if they're actually doing them.
Well, you got your VE cert, right?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my badge, but
Right, you still got a VE. It's good for life, right?
as far as I know, yeah.
I know the Chandler Ham Radio Club is doing in person.
Well, I'm just wondering if I should go get mine and somebody else should go get theirs so we can start certifying our own hams.
Yeah. I want to wait until we get a little bit of a bigger club before we do that, though.
Well, no. But if we have,
well, we only need 3.
we need 3 people. We got like 5 people active in the club. But I mean, if somebody new shows up and wants to get their ham license a field day,
Yeah, we could.
I'd love to be able to drop a test there on the table.
Yeah, true.
Food for thought.
Yep.
But
Because if it were me, I mean, it doesn't say how we have to conduct the exam, right?
Nope.
So I would say that we would probably digitize it, some kind of web-based app with a tablet, and have them sit down and take the test.
Or we can make up quite a few paper tests and just have them ready to go.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Nope.
And we don't want to make it hard. It's not like we're going to make an adaptive test here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you answered this one correct, so we're going to go to a harder question.
But yeah, no, I know the Chandler hams. There's a bunch of them around me, but most of them are camping is where the Class A fits for them.
Yep.
But they certainly are doing in-person tests now, and they're in this side of town. So.
Yep. So, food for thought. If you have questions, feel free to email any of us, or ping us on Facebook. Frank and I usually are the ones that answer up on Facebook, mostly just because we're both sitting around a computer with it.
Well, honestly, you're popping up. I either turn my notifications off at work or I just ignore them.
Okay.
I literally am watching your conversations happen. I just haven't jumped in.
Gotcha. So
He's just,
I'm
stalking.
not sure what the university's policy on Facebook is.
Oh, you don't
I'm
know?
getting the notifications, but I'm not jumping back at you.
Yeah.
You had a question, Sterling?
Oh, no, I was just saying Vinny's just stalking people. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Well, see, I have one keyboard on top and one keyboard on the drawer below, and one is my work computer. The other one is my own computer. I'm never on Facebook on my work computer.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, with my work computer, I'm hardly ever at my desk, so.
No, but the question is, are you using the Works network for the work of your personal computer?
Well, technically speaking, Frank's work is using his
Frank
network.
Frank has declined to answer that question.
And that would be a negative because it's
his
the
own
work.
network.
It's my own network.
Yeah.
Set up your own VPN.
Did I tell you what I
Well, I'm at home, so.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, did I tell you what I did at MCC to get around all those restrictions?
Did you? What?
Well, I ran a VPN, okay?
Oh yeah.
But you know what port's always able to be used as a VPN that they can't block?
Port 80.
No,
443.
443. Because
Yeah.
it allows encrypted connections bidirectionally.
Okay.
So you can always, no matter, you're always blocked, but because of this new encryption stuff has to be everywhere, you can always run a VPN on 443 and they cannot block it.
Actually, my work computer can't even see my home network.
There you go.
Nice.
Separate VLAN.
Yep. So, I think we're pretty much done for tonight, because.
Nice. Yeah, I probably gotta head out,
but
back to some home things.
AA9PW.org is an online website that's really good. Ryan gave you another good resource.
Yep.
Yeah.
But just get the license. The rest will happen.
Yep. Yeah, the real learning begins once you get your license.
It's like you take driver's ed, you study up to get your driver's license, but you really know anything until you start actually driving every day.
Yeah. Yep. Same way with the pilot's license. You may sit down with the pilot's book and you go through and you take the written exam, but in reality, you don't know how to fly the airplane until you actually get behind the yoke of the plane. So
well,
yeah,
you have sims for that.
Well,
yeah. But
well, yeah. This has been great. Good to meet all of you, Ryan, Frank, Vincent.
Yep.
Practice my listening skills once I get my radio.
Yeah, and there's still one spot left at Houston Mesa in that section.
Oh, really?
For that weekend.
Jeez,
which weekend?
The March
13th.
For March 13th and 14th.
Is that where you're going?
Yep.
Yes.
Houston Mesa.
How do I book that right now?
Recreation.gov.
I think it's $27 a night.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't care about the cost.
Yeah, you know what it is I just need to get away, and it's so close into Payson that I'm going to be able to work with no issues. That's kind of part of the reason why I chose to do it.
Yep.
Okay, so Houston Mesa, I'm going to leave you guys on the computer for a second while I do this, but I want to make that last part. Okay, so Houston Mesa, click here.
I'm going to be out past east of the Mississippi that day, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Open for season can be booked through, and we're saying March 17th, 18th. Is that the date?
no, 13th.
13, 14.
Yeah,
13th.
March. I think I'm going up on the 10th. So
yeah.
How do I booking windows, booking seasons?
Yeah,
Where do I
13th.
book? I see seasons
Yeah,
and
'cause
booking. That's the right
I'm
place.
coming up on the 12th. I'm gonna be basically working from home that day. It worked well that last time, so
Now, what-
yeah, and we know the signals are going to be. I am zero concerns about signal strength here.
Yep.
Okay, so where's the booking list? Oh, continue booking, open season, individual. We're doing individual, right?
Yeah.
So I want to get something. What is that? Does one say anywhere near you guys?
Mountain Lion 6 will be the one you'd want.
Okay, so hold on a second.
MOUN 6.
For March 13th and 14th, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Date, equipment, tent,
Yeah. So 10.
trailer, boat, RV, motorhome, horse. No.
You're not going to come up by horse?
Site use type, camping, right?
Yep.
Recreation standard. Amenities. Are there any amenities?
No.
Bathroom and water.
Okay, so aquarium sites are reserved for people that have horses. Imagine that.
Yeah. You're looking for site 006 loop MOUN.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it. Book now.
Yep.
I'm in 13. Orion's in 14.
Oh, hold on. Wait a second.
So
Yep.
actually, I'll be kind of in a little line right there.
Yep. Pretty close to each
Email,
other.
reset pat. I don't have an account.
Should
First
be able
name.
to create one.
I just don't want to lose everything I just put in to get that. In a second. Almost. 202, 423, 6449.
Yeah, but with like timber camp closing that gate, there's really no good. I have not been able to figure a good area with this type of climate for right now.
Yep.
Check
So,
me.
like-
Mhm. That didn't say anywhere for number of adults. I don't care about that.
I think there's a max of 8. So
Yeah. So
Per site.
yeah.
per site. Yep.
So 3 will be fine. Let's see. Confirm email address.
And if you need anything, Walmart is
Right down the road.
how far?
Just a couple miles, I think. Like 4,
Mm.
something like that. Not that far.
No, it's not.
You got Home Depot pretty much right across the street. So if we need anything,
Yeah.
Okay. So Houston Mesa.
the only thing that we're going to probably have problems with up there, radio-wise, is there is that AM radio station up there. But I think over on that side of the road, I think we're good.
I think I lost. Yeah, I lost my booking though because I didn't have an account.
Oh,
So
Yeah, but
okay.
the group site is also
well, the group
the
site's over there.
closest to that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
No,
this
no.
is about almost as far. Yeah, it's
So-
2.5 miles to Walmart.
So you said I want site 006 Loop Mountain, right?
Yep.
$27 per night.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only thing is it's a little pricey here for what it is, but
Yeah.
Well, lucky my tax return just came in tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
Good
that'll
of-
be-
Only $54. It's worth it.
yeah, but the thing is it's with so many people, it's like right now I'm kind of at a point where, you know what, there's not anything, I can't go up on the rim to find trees. It's too, there's going to be way too much. It's going to be colder for, I'm okay for the cold, but
Yep.
a little tougher for you guys in the tents.
It bounced me. Why did it bounce me?
I don't know.
Oh, I got to check out on the 15th, don't I?
Yes.
I tried to say that 13 and 14. It's like, that's not 2 nights. So I gotta pay for it. So when I put 3 days in, it's gonna charge me 2 nights.
Yes.
It should be just one night.
Well, if you
Are you coming up Saturday or Sunday or
Friday.
The
Or
minimum
Friday.
The minimum length to stay this weekend, this location is 2 nights.
oh? So you want to do the 12th to the 14th?
Yep. Wow.
I didn't realize that.
I did not realize that either. 1 night weekday minimum, two nights weekend minimum. Holy cow.
Because you booked Friday, you didn't run into that.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I did. Yep, that's
No.
what happened.
The minimum length to stay is 2 nights.
Yep, for a weekend. Yep.
How did you get?
Well, because I'm coming up on Friday.
Oh wait, okay. Well,
And
I'm
staying
reserved
until
for the next
Sunday.
15 minutes. So, trailer, RV, number of vehicles. I'm gonna put 2 just in case. Ever read? Yes.
You guys have meetings weekly or
Once a
bi-weekly or
month.
something? Once a month. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Once a month.
Fourth
Cool.
Wednesday of every month.
All
Second
right.
vehicle charge
Other than-
$8 a night will be collected on site. So if I only bring 1 car and I put 2 down, I don't have to pay for it, right?
That's correct.
I just want a dump fee.
Yeah, so we have meetings once a month, fourth Wednesday of every month. Our website is wm7rc.org.
Number of vehicles 2. What am I missing? It keeps bouncing.
And we do have an event calendar up there, which we'll be
Oh.
posting all these as I put up the camping stuff and the meetings as well. So.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I gotta drop off.
Okay.
Good to meet you guys.
Good meeting you.
Thanks for the info.
You're welcome. And if again, don't hesitate. Email us if you need anything. All right.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Alright.
$62. I'm gonna
Yeah.
reserve this.
Perfect.
Night.
So, thank you guys for. I'm glad we had this conversation tonight before someone else booked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because when I booked about 2 weeks ago, there was almost no one there.
Yeah. And then when I went in there, it was like I think it was like 15, 14, 6, and I think like 9 was still open or something like that. And then, sheesh. And they say that
I hope this is a nice site for this price.
I was reading an article saying that there's a lot of campgrounds that are like booked already for
Yeah.
the summer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy cow.
You know what, though? But if you look at the satellite map of it,
Yeah.
they're fairly spread out, actually.
Yeah, they are.
They're much more spread out than Roosevelt was. I'd say probably
Oh, way
3 to
better
4
than-
times more spread out.
Yep.
Because I'm trying to think, where's a map? Where's my maps?
Well-
There we go.
Okay.
The only nice thing about the Lake Roosevelt site that we were at was the
Mhm.
fact that we were on the lake.
Damn, that view was just unbelievable.
It was awesome.
Right. Well, I am booked at that location for the check-in the 12th at 2 p.m. So I guess I'm heading up after work.
Okay.
Where is this place?
Payson.
Payson. You go through Payson, and you go, what is it? How many roundabouts? I think it's 2 roundabouts.
Hang on one second. Yep.
Go past Walmart. And
You
then
go go past Home Depot,
Yep, you go past the Home
That's the
Depot.
second roundabout, yeah.
and then you
take the first right.
Oh, I'm glad I got a Jeep.
Why?
If that's the road I'm thinking of, that's a dirt road, and that wasn't the most.
No, it's not. It's
No. It's paved.
it's paved all
up to that section.
it's paved all the way to the campsites,
Yep.
including the campsite.
Maybe that's new then, because last time I was up there about 10, 15 years ago, it was just a mess.
Possibly.
It
Yeah.
was just dirt road, and there was just pit pull-out camp spots where people were having bonfires and stuff.
That may have been further up Houston Mesa Road, though, too.
Yep.
This is literally, like I said, I would say if you needed to go to Home Depot badly, you can probably walk.
Walk it.
Oh, okay. No, I think I was further up.
In fact, actually, Walmart is probably walkable
Yeah.
because that's only 2.5 miles.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I tell you, I was enjoying Jeeping for about 2 weeks. 2 weekends in a row, I went out Jeeping. Third weekend in a row, I saw the gas prices.
Oh, I know. It's like,
Yeah.
$40 to foil, $40 to fill it, $60 to fill it. Well, maybe not so much Jeeping right now.
yeah.
Gonna be a few years.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it is really right in town, so it should be. We will see how bad K-Mog hits us.
It's not that a
Yeah.
5.7 liter Hemi and 4-wheel drive low burns a lot of fuel and sand.
Well, at least we'll have an AM radio station we can listen to.
That's true.
Oh.
Yeah, but this is more about, like I said, this is more about just going for camping than.
I needed to get out of nothing.
Don't take this the wrong way, guys. I'm probably not bringing any real radios to the next several trips.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I'll probably bring mine, but I'm not going to bring my generator. So let me just put it that way.
You gonna run a power inverter and call it a day?
Yeah, if I get on. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm up to 600 watts on the roof now.
That's it?
And then 100 for the movable panels.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought he was talking his radio. I'm like, what do you need
No.
that much for?
Yeah, he's on 600 kilocycles.
I
So.
don't know what happens, but every time Frank keys up 3D or commits suicide.
And all of a sudden there's thunderstorms overhead.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and airplanes start leaving chemtrails.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, we are just about half a mile from that K-Mog antenna.
Yeah, we're probably going to pick it up.
Yeah.
We'll definitely pick it up.
But, like I said, I think we're just doing test and tunes anyway, so.
Yeah.
Just bring bandpass filters. Lots of bandpass filters.
Yep.
Well, the idea is we're just going to work on tuning our
ham sticks,
so.
Oh, dummy loads.
Yeah. Well, I want to get those things working because then we can start going out into the desert and start working out there.
Should I pick up a set of ham sticks just to have and try it out with you guys?
Well, once you get your radio.
I've got a radio in the storage bin.
Oh, that's right, you do.
My radio's the one that worked all those CW contacts this summer.
Yeah, that's right. How did you do
it's
that?
It's not a new radio. What?
How did you do that?
Well, not this year, but this past year, but the year before, I was using PSK 31.
Oh, okay.
This year, the guys were CW guys and brought a key with them.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. AJ was had his key up there, or his friend was.
But that's 2 years in a row we've worked CW.
Yeah.
The CW is a little more tricky than PSK 31, but it's not really any different with the software, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels and looks like, PSK 31 in that aspect.
Yeah, but no, we definitely need to. We've got to figure out where we can camp, dry camp in some of these areas. And I know we know around 300 real well, but we just don't know good desert spaces or.
There is
What do you mean, down in the lower altitudes?
Exactly. I know the places. We can easily find places in the mountains.
There is the area near, what is it? Is it Ponderosa Campground, just off of south of Cole's Ranch, Bear Flat. There is a road that comes off of
This
the
is
260 that goes back through there. I just don't know how
this is why
popular it is.
honestly, this is why I miss Oak Flat. It was 50 miles from home.
Yep.
It was perfect for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If the natives didn't screw it up.
I mean, if we go back there and we grab the back corner, we may be fine. But now you got people out there mudding out there and being jackasses and
Yep.
and ripping it up with their Jeeps. Well, I'm gonna say trucks because I don't think a respectable Jeep owner would mud up that area like that.
No. I might have to look down Forest Road 405 a little bit more, which is south of the Ponderosa campground off of the 260. There's an area back there that does have some areas you can disperse camp back in there. I just don't know the area that well. I remember Sea Canyon used to allow you to camp out, but ever since they've got those quote unquote tree frogs or something of that nature, they've been shutting down a lot of those areas from dispersed camping. So
Yeah, and that's the other problem is it's hard to be. They're really picky about dispersed these days too.
yep.
You know, and some I know Coconino makes it easy to figure out.
Okay, let's put it this way, Frank. COVID has drawn a lot of
Campers.
newbies into camping.
Yep.
They don't want to burn their forest down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that people getting out, people camping, and people discovering the joy of camping. Don't get me wrong. It's a wonderful hobby. But they're trashing the forest. They don't know what they're doing. They're not having any woodscraft skills.
Nope.
And I hate to say it, but with the fall of the BSA and Baden-Powell is not picking up the slack, there's people are less and less properly equipped to go out to the woods.
Yep. See, I'd say we go up Sea Canyon, but Frank's got that trailer, and I don't know if. But see, and I don't even know if they even allow camping at the trailhead anymore. That's where Sky and I used to go all the time. It was a nice area.
Yeah, I mean, there's another trailhead, but I don't think you can camp up the one in Payson, the trailhead up there, right?
They do allow you to, but man, I tell you what, the last 3 times I've passed there, it is always packed.
Is it just COVID's making it like that?
I think it's because it's so close to Pine and Payson that a lot of people go there now.
Because I used to go there to get away from people.
I know, I did too. Well, like Woods Canyon Lake is so daggone popular, it's no longer fun.
Oh, come on. I can walk from one end to the other on top of the trash in it.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we need to find out where Chad went that one year. Up on Forest Road 300.
Well,
Yeah.
If we all got vehicles now that can maybe clear the ground.
Oh, I can easily get back into some of those
all
places.
you have to do is get your Kia lifted.
No, don't even need that. Well, yeah, in some of the places.
But I mean, you get pretty good credits for that Kia, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yep. I've already put a hole in my my exhaust system.
Okay, so $350 to $500 for a lift kit for Orion. Get his truck lifted, and then we'll go.
And Dennis, by the way, sold his van.
Did he?
Yep. He's
Wow.
now in a Ford Ranger.
Wow.
An SUV.
I'm surprised
I was shocked that as well.
What is a Ford Ranger?
Small.
Well, a newer one or an older one?
That I don't know. I never asked.
2021 Ford Ranger looks lifted and nice. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they almost
I'm
look
looking at
like
the picture
Ford
right now.
F-150s.
I was gonna say the if it's one of the new ones, they're not small.
No.
And they're
They're about-
lifted. They're trail rated.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
And the new Ford
You know what this
Broncos. Have you
tells
seen
me?
the new Ford Broncos?
Yeah,
No.
same platform.
Yeah.
you know what this tells me? He's not planning on camping overnight anymore.
Quite possibly. He did mention that it's only a 5-foot bed on it.
Hmm.
And he did say it's a little cramped for camping. So
Well, he has one of those. I wonder. Oh, so it's a 5. I wonder how long it is with the tailgate. If you had something like Chad had, though,
yeah.
that would give you that few extra feet you need.
Yep.
So, I wonder why he sold. I wonder why he sold the van, though.
Yeah.
I wonder if he got a good price for it.
Probably.
Do you know how much those vans cost?
Yeah, they're expensive.
I mean, you can buy the Ford Ranger and have money to spare.
I wonder if we go back up to that same site that we did up towards Bear Lake.
Yeah, and that's what I'm kind of thinking too, because I know that's.
Is that the one where I blew up my tire?
I can't remember if you blew. I know Frank blew out his tire on the
This
way
was up by
back.
Chevron. Is Bear Lake up by Chevron Lake?
Oh no. It's up there, but it's further down Forest Road 300. So
I still want to go back where that year with the big wide open clearing. I know you guys like
Yeah.
trees. That was nice. Remember that?
yeah, that was okay. I didn't like it because of the burrs and the dog's hair. That was the problem that I had with it.
Dog's hair.
Yeah, Sky kept getting all those burrs when he was.
Oh, birds. I thought you said
Yep.
birds.
But that wasn't really a bad area. It just.
So here's my question. You're not allowed. You have to camp within 300 feet of the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
supposedly.
if we drive down the end of the road, throw in 4-wheel drive, cross through the brook to the other side where nobody will bother us. As long as we're within 300 feet of the road on the other side of the brook, are we okay?
Well, don't forget, if you go backpacking, you're not necessarily next to the road either. So they do have, you're supposed. It's mostly for car camping.
Yeah, I'm assuming backpackers are excluded from that because you're hiking.
Yep.
You can't hike across country in even 300 feet of a road.
No.
That's called hitchhiking.
Yep. And that's illegal in some states.
Yeah, see, because I cannot remember where Chad. I cannot remember where that it was. So
No, where was this when Chad went?
Well, I want to say it was like.
it was not far off of the rim road, though,
No.
and it was easy to get to.
I just don't remember where it was.
Where did you go camping near Rim Road? When? Well, give me an time frame.
Oh, shoot.
Just say the girls' campsite.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
The
Supposedly.
shower. It wasn't just the shower girls.
No. There was because they stopped and asked for water and
Yeah, that's one way to define it pretty easily.
yeah.
Well, I just asked him to see if he gets it in
Don't
response.
get too excited now, Vinny.
He's
those
online
girls may
right
not
now.
necessarily be there.
Now you're ruining it for me. Gosh. So I'll tell you what, I will drop it into the main form if he answers me on that.
All right.
I'm
Sounds
gonna
good
get
to me.
going.
Yeah.
I almost want to say
I want to say it was like Myrtle Point area, but
Myrterl.
yeah.
That is on Myrtle. Myrtle, here we go. Point area. Was it the Myrtle Point area?
Yeah.
Okay.
All righty. I gotta get going too because I gotta get up early in the morning.
Yeah, of course. Then again, there's always FR79, which seems to be. It's you know what the one thing about there is you get away from that ATV traffic.
Yep. And the further back, and now that everybody can pretty much get back there further,
Mm-hmm.
oh, the nicer it is.
Yeah.
Well, it was Melissa that wanted the truck.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
But-
blame her. She scored points right there with me, by the way.
But at the same time, it's one of the reasons I agreed to get it was for camping.
Yeah, but like I said, FR79, because it's on the other side of the highway of the lakes,
Yep.
and it dead ends.
Yep.
Therefore, it's not a popular place for
People go tearing through at 3 a.m. in their Polaris.
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
I mean, you get one or two people going down the road here and there, but it's not like 300 is constant all day long.
Yep.
And that's why I keep going back there.
Yep.
So, but I also understand the other side, going the other way,
Yeah.
is also pretty good too.
Okay.
So,
Did you go out, Cody? Did Mom put the girls out? Okay.
it doesn't have a number. I cannot see a number on the road. But I'm looking at the map here. There are some spots that are on the rim edge.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, we get it back there a little bit. Boy, we could secure a spot right on the end of the.
Yeah, right on the edge or something of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can see the storms coming.
Yeah.
Get some good time lapses and.
Yeah, and that might be a day where it might be a good weekend to go very lightweight.
Let's just have Chad send up his drone.
Yeah, but I've got pictures from that whole area, and it's tough to tell.
You're missing the story here, Frank. You remember what happened to the drone in the storm?
Yep.
Yeah.
He put it up, and the wind just came and blew that thing, and
miles,
man,
of course.
Yeah, and it was like, we were worried that we were never going to get it back. And
okay, I got an answer from Chad, and he mentioned now that I have a Jeep, I can go there. He goes Milk Ranch Point.
See, I think he had a different place. So.
Well, Milk Ranch Point would be pretty much where I was thinking it was. I might just have to rent a pickup truck.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, but could I get back there either?
Yeah.
You can get back there, Frank, can't you?
Well, with the trailer too.
Shoot, where in the world?
We'll have to see.
We'll have to raise your trailer. I've seen a couple actually that are really raised to get back for off-roaders to go camping.
Yeah, well, all I'd have to do is flip the axle. It's doable.
Wait, you flip the axle over, it raises it?
Right now it's on the top of the springs. You put it on the bottom of the springs. You get like 4 inches.
Oh, then put some good tires on that. You're good.
So.
That sounds like that might be a mod just worth doing, given our club's interest.
Mm-hmm. Well, we also got to think too. You've got Joanne and stuff like that who
may or may not be able to make it.
No.
I know, but I plan to go camping, and
yeah,
want to go with some more remote areas. I didn't buy a Jeep to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but FR79 is definitely a good one.
Yep. Even back where we were that one field day wasn't bad at all.
No, it's just there was no cellular in there.
Yeah. But if Elon Musk sends us our special...
Yeah, Milk Point Ranch, up by Payson area, it says, right?
Yep.
Coconino.
It's Basically, take Forest Road 300 back beyond 84. Keep
Right.
going back. 764 is the road.
Right. So right here. Everybody see that?
Yep.
Hey, Northwest Hiker, and Rocky's over scoping out all the little critter holes. This is a big meadow, nice green grassy meadow. This is Milk, I think it's Milk Ranch Point. Muggy on rim. Oh, Rocky found a stick.
That's
I
actually
know
right.
exactly where he's at. It's actually it's over on the east side of the road, off of 87,
Yeah.
down 300.
Left
My
some
problem
firewood.
is,
That is nice up there.
It's not
oh,
up
it
there.
is.
Let's see a big
It's
pile
like
of
Sky's-
firewood.
It's like Sky's clone snuck into the video.
Yeah, this is a nice big
Actually, matter of fact, Sky and I used to go camping up in that
grassy
region.
area.
Let's turn the sound off here. You guys used to camp up there?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth exploring. We'll have to kind of,
Yep.
And this is dispersed camping up there?
Yep. Dispersed camping.
Because this looks, I'm really interested in that. Now,
Oh,
is that
I'll tell you
up
something right
elevation?
now.
That's up, well, that's on top of the rim though.
Yeah, that's up on the rim.
Okay, so Rim Road, Milk Point Ranch.
Yep. And there's an area back off of, if you continue on down east on the 300, if you come up to Forest Road 320, if you go back that direction, and Frank could easily do it, that's where Cody and I went, and then we ended up getting hailed out.
Yep. Let's see if I can turn the sound down on this. Bunch of road noise.
Yep.
I'm looking for something to actually see what the roads look like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you get
Wow.
further back there.
So this is what he's saying the Jeep would do pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but satellite view, it looks pretty good.
Yep. You see where it's at, right, Frank?
Yeah, I'm kind of going down Milk Point Ranch Road,
Yep.
just kind of towards the end. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that doesn't look horrible.
No. There's that Dickerson flat tank area. People used to camp in there all the time, but they've ended the dispersed camping in that area. But if you look at that grassy area, you're going to see
Yes.
a white phoenix with an arrow
Yes. Mm-hmm.
for airplanes.
I could
Yes.
go down to the spring down there, grab some crawfish if they have, you know what I mean? Just have fun. Look
Well,
at
that would be, well, yeah.
I mean, that looks like so much fun. Why don't we, well, I can't do that in April. Why don't we could do the Winterfield Day up there, or is that too remote? I mean, Summerfield Day.
No, it's not. We could do it.
That's what we're talking about.
Yep.
Because this seems like this is, you're not going to get Tom, Dick, and Harry coming out of Maricopa County with their kids in minivan.
Well, the east side, the closer you are to one of the freeways, the busier it's going to get. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying that I don't think it's going to be that busy compared to some other places.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too, is if they start opening everything up, it's going to get quiet out there.
Yeah. Yep. Because those people that are now going camping because they've got nothing else better to do,
Exactly.
you know, they'll be like, oh, movie theaters are open. Let's go out and let's go see a movie theater and a restaurant.
Let's go travel somewhere, you know,
Yep.
let's go do that. So,
And then we got our Flatlanders Gone Home barbecue, right? So,
All righty.
I'm gonna get going.
Yeah,
All right.
too.
Take
Talk to
it
you guys
easy.
later.
Okay, yep, bye.
All right.
Right, thanks.